Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'll log into all the things 1,000 times.
Sorry, I dropped my headphones.
Drop my headphones. Ugh. And every time I log in, I have to opt out of targeted advertising and click all the things, like get rid of the partner plus, get rid of the third-party events, get rid of the. It's crazy. Come on, Twitch. I've already clicked exit on these things many times. How do I make them stop coming up? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm still like my organization's conference call went over. That's because there's a whole lot of stuff going on, but not really. Like they think there's going to be crazy tornado storms in the Midwest this weekend. If you're living in the Midwest, be safe, friends. Be safe. Make sure you've got food, water, supplies. If it's anything like Texas, Texas has got thousands and thousands and thousands of people without power in the heat of the summer for at least a week now. People are losing food. Like, long-term power outages are big deals and disaster because even for like the heat, people are like, they have to set up cooling centers that have generators and fuel, and without power, like, you can't pump gas. Like, we really do totally get so reliant on power. And if you go without power for long periods of time, like they had a distributor station get destroyed in a storm, and that's a lot of equipment to replace, and it affects a lot of people. So they had to ship in the equipment from all over the country and get people there to install it, and it's taken a long time to get all the equipment there to replace it. So it's like, you can't depend on everybody to give you power your whole life. And you can't be dependent on power. Like, you ought to know how to... Yeah. So I've got my electric bike and my solar panel set up. I will be able to charge my mode of transportation, and I think I'll be able to run my water pump. My solar panels won't do a whole lot, as solar panels just aren't there yet. As far as like how much, like I have 25 solar panels on my roof, but they're only 100 watts. I don't have good batteries. I've got the lead acid cell still, but I have 4 of them that are 200 amps. Right? Electricity is, like, I mean, how many times have we been playing like some kind of 4X strategy game and you lose power and you're like, oh shit, it like they are billions, it ruins the game. Oh yeah, because nobody knows how to do anything anymore. Nobody knows how to do anything power, like, not power related. oh my god, I don't have power tools. I don't know how to make this work. But maybe that's just because I've played too many survival games, and like the first thing you do in every survival colony game is set up a solar panels or some kind of power. Like there's a river, build a dam and a windmill to make I mean, like, and that's just transferring energy. Like electricity is literally just transferring energy, and energy is movement. That fascinates me some days when you think about that. Electricity is just electrons moving at a rapid rate that causes energy transference. Like, speed at which molecules travel is transferred from one molecule to another. And you're like, it's crazy. But fun. I mean, I love science. I'm having an argument with somebody on Facebook that is like a super religious scholar. She's just so against transgender people that she keeps posting things on the Facebook against transgendery people. And I'm like, you know, personal freedoms. I don't do what you want to do with your body. None of my business. And I said something about her Christian principles. Like, the reason I'm not Christian is because they want you to proselytize, and that ain't me. I think you should believe what you believe. Everybody knows in their heart what they believe. That's what's important. Especially in your afterlife and your spiritual beliefs. Can't nobody tell you Eve, the afterlife is. You know. Somewhere deep in your soul, you know, and maybe that's life's purpose, is trying to figure out and become comfortable with the afterlife. Deep thoughts. Did you just watch an ad? Or are you still watching it? The viewer count fluctuates, and I wonder if that is indicative of the ads. Oh. But the reason we got off on that subject was because my organization is helping to feed people now. It's usually not. Most of the time, after disaster, like a week after the disaster, we stop feeding people because the vast majority of the time, most of the power has been restored and most of the infrastructure has been restored. Hearing that they're still feeding people after the disaster is discomforting, especially when they talk about 70,000 people. Like, oh yeah, that's a lot of logistics to keep feeding 70,000 people in the disaster zone. Probably, but as the mod, you won't see the ad. Maybe so. Thanks for being here. I always forget to do my daily affirmation until I see HK in the chat, and then I'm like, right. Gotta do the daily affirmation generation. Just so we get to say daily affirmation generation. It's fun. I put my energy into things that matter to me. Wow. That is our daily affirmation, folks. That is not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Hey, that's the link to my Twitter, if you're curious. I guess, technically, that is the link to... So you just watched 2.5 minutes of ads? I don't get how this new thing... Yeah. Interesting. Thanks for watching them. You are supporting the channel. I do actually make money off of the ad revenue in Twitch. So far, it's only like 17 cents a stream, but it's literally my only actual income at this point. Better than nothing. I think I'm playing Stardew Valley in real life. Except I don't have a helpful mayor who comes by and collects my produce to sell. God, that would be so nice. If I could just put my produce in a box in my front yard, somebody would come by and replace that with money. I don't have any problems producing things. My problems are actually selling the things that I produce. Not to mention in Stardew Valley, you don't have to pay out anything. You think that would make Stardew Valley much more stressful is if you had to pay bills, like if you had a power bill, water bill, insurance, taxes. Your own food, medical expenses. Did either of y'all ever play Stardew Valley? I think it might be one of the most addictive games. Might be one of the most addictive games. I'm still working on the Endless Space 2 Should You Buy video. I posted a Let's Play of the live stream yesterday of Endless Space 2. But I'm almost done editing the edited. I keep getting better and better. I think that like eventually the content will become good, I guess. Eventually. Never been able to go past 1 year. Why is that? Just the amount of time sink. Get tired of talking to people. I have seen some like power streamers trying to get to like the late game in that game by just farming and sleeping, like they're just trying to make money more than trying to play the game. But I feel like it's one of those games, if you're lonely, you probably would thoroughly enjoy Stardew Valley, because there's a whole lot of like social interaction that's innocuous and not real social, but you know, get the idea. Get the idea. Missed a thing and have to wait a year puts me off. Hey, yeah, farming is. But I mean, like, you're supposed to play the game for like 20 years. Like, there's a lot of content in that game. And that's, like, it's about teaching you patience. Like, I think Stardew Valley is one of those games that's trying to, like, teach you life lessons. Life lessons as they see it. You could probably call it propaganda. But they want you to be nice to people. Like, that game is more about the people interactions than making money. I mean, and there's honestly, I feel like it's a whole lot of the patience level. It's as a farmer personally that I hate and love sitting around watching my plants grow. Like, hate and love watching my plants grow. But I mean, sometimes, like, I made poor choices this year and put down live mulch on my cucumbers, so they're not going to be great. And I can do nothing about that. And if I wanted to pull off all the mulch and put in new seedlings, they would still get less production because they're not in the growing season as long as they are. Like, that's a real life thing. So that's why I'm like, I feel like I live in Stardew Valley IRL. So yes, it is a vicious cycle, but patience. By the time it came back, I had forgotten about it, got mad again. That is, like, I'm now replaying a second time. Like, I played 147 hours into the game my first time, and now I'm playing a second playthrough because I started it on stream, and there's a lot more life lessons I've learned coming back to it now. Like, I save all my gold star everything. Like, I have a whole chest that I've dedicated. Like, I made a chest and I colored it silver, and I made a chest and I colored it gold, and I've put all my gold and silver produce every year I produce into chests to save it for when I need it. I've also learned to go to the bundles, like in the community center. Like, after you harvest anything, before you sell anything, go in there and see if the stuff you have is worth the bundle. But then you end up running around a whole lot, so you don't get as much done in a day because you're checking a bunch of stuff. Not Mad Lad enough, like Daedalus, to have notes in my games. Oh, right, I was just thinking that. Like, you could also just Google it. I mean, I don't know if you really need to have a list up. Like, if you keep the Stardew Valley wiki up and click on the item that you have in your inventory, it gives you all the lists of, like, what you can do. You'd be like, have I done this yet? Have I done that yet? And then make the choice whether you want to do that or not. Like, I just like Haley. I think she's vain and pretentious and materialistic. So I don't really talk to her. And I don't think I have to, but we'll find out. I haven't ever played a game all the way through in Stardew anyway. I'm not even sure you can. What? People don't keep paper and pencil next to their computer? What's a paper and pencil? Is that like in the Smithsonian now, or... Right? Or Notepad? I have pens, but I use the pens more for clickies than for writing. I have nothing to write on. I do have writing implements, but mine's more of the satisfying clicking noise when I'm like thinking about something. I don't know why it helps me to click stuff to think about it. I find this noise very satisfying. By the way, tomorrow is last day for Endless Space 2 sale since you mentioned that game. I know. I really tried to get the video out yesterday, but at least I can like post the video title now. Is last day for Steam sale. Is it worth buying? I find that noise the opposite. You're not alone in that. You know, I have annoyed many a person by rapidly clicking a pen. And I usually look at them and be like, if I'm rapidly clicking this pen, you should not be talking to me because that's annoying me. I am clearly thinking about something. And then it usually gets into a battle of who's got the strongest personality. I don't lose that one often, to be fair. There. Start exuding that, like, you're making me uncomfortable by addressing that vibe, and then people leave the room. But I don't do that often, and it's usually only in high-stress situations. And not since I was a kid, really. I mean, I feel like I've developed other coping mechanisms, but there used to be a time where I would have to rapidly click that pen to get through thought processes. Like, oh my god, I did it one time in the SATs. I was really thinking about something. And this kid next to me was like losing his mind. Yeah. I think I'm a little OCD. I mean, I think everybody's a little OCD about something. There. But I wouldn't exactly call myself, like, mentally normal. But I let my freak flag fly, because why would you not? Why be normal when you could be exotic? Why be normal when you could be firework in the sky? Why be normal when normal's so boring? I'm trying to come up with like good quotes. You know, because in 100 years, when I'm super famous and change the world, everybody's going to look back at these Be that kid losing his mind in the SATs. Yeah. I feel like your OCDs and my OCDs often clash. You have, I think we've established that. But we've never actually been in the same room. I feel like in person we were probably really... But thank God for mute buttons. And small doses, right? You don't have to listen to all the annoying noises I make because I have a mute button. That is, I feel like that's why digital age is way better for me. I'm so much better. Like a TCG. TCG. Tactical card game. Ooh. That'd be fun. Be like, let's just play out some Magic the Gathering. Let's go. Silver, have you ever played Runeterra? Trading card game. I was close. Tactical card game, trading card game, kind of the same thing, right? I think tactical card game sounds better. Like, you really gotta be strategic in your decision making. But the reason I bring up Runeterra is because I know you like Slay the Spire and Magic the Gathering. Runeterra, like League of Legends has just recently been pushing Runeterra, and I like the gameplay of Runeterra, but they've put in too much like explosions and animations and stuff, and they've like the progression tree, like they have one in Slay the Spire where you have to like click the links, and they just have to like it's like Slay the Spire and Magic the Gathering, but not. I mean, no, they have mana and spell slots, so it's kind of like a cross between Slay the Spire and Hearthstone. But they've added way too many explosions and pop. You know, it's League of Legends-y. That like you go in and you click like, oh my god, you got to re-roll all the prizes. Like they give you this. It's an American video game that's free to play, so they have to keep you getting back in with their daily goals and like blech, blech. I like the card game. I do not like what they've done in between the gameplay mechanics. Like if they just deleted all the crap in between the gameplay mechanics, it would be a good game. Let's clash our OCDs like TCG, what I was trying to imply. No, that sounds like a trading card game you should make. It's like the OCD trading card game. That sounds really kind of like I would play that, I feel. Oh, I liked the mechanics part. That gives it a lot of like replayability. I think that gives it the rogue-like, like with the powers and like the way the cards are just kind of chosen. That's very Slay the Spire. Is you don't like it's got a lot of replayability for that factor. What's keeping me from playing it is the animations in between. Like I get so annoyed with clicking continue 10 times to add a card to my deck. Like, I want to go to the next card game. Came to play card games, not to collect loot, not to collect skins, not to collect shards, not to collect baubles and bibbles and bobbities and bibbits. I want cards. I want to play a card game, not bibbles and bobbity bibbits. I don't understand why they can't just give you a card deck, make a good game, and then expect you to come back and play it because it is a good game. Like, I hate all the gimmicks they've added to League of Legends. Like, I play League of Legends a lot because I like the game. It's addictive. It's got so much replayability. It's but free to play. And like, it used to be really toxic, but they've gotten better about it. But now the way they've gotten better about the toxic league is they've reduced like how much interaction you have with people anymore. Like, you almost feel like you're playing with bots because you don't talk to them anymore. Like, they even got rid of the in-game screen chat. Like, you couldn't review, like, do an actor action with anybody Everybody just says a snooty little rude comment at the end and then moves on. You never even see it. Like, the passive aggressiveness is way worse now than the actual aggressiveness it used to be. I don't know which is better. But I shouldn't say it's not, like, it's not... worse. The gameplay's gotten way better, and the interactions have gotten way better, but it's still like, damn it.
Headphones.
Yeah, that's what happens when you talk with your hands too much. That is what happens when you talk with your hands too much, and have a corded microphone, I guess. There's that. Anyway, what was I saying? We were talking about League of Legends. Talking about the Ultra mic slap. Yeah, I slapped my own mic. Thanks. Thanks for that. It's a fine line with the microphone. Like, if I get it too far away from my mouth, it doesn't pick up well, and if I get it too close, I'm blowing on it. It's a fine line. Microphone. League of Legends. Crap or nah? I should make a should you buy for League of Legends. I have a lot of opinions about League of Legends. But I mean, like, it's free. Why would you not play it? And I wish there was an hour counter into how many hours I've sunk into League of Legends. I've played League of Legends since Season 1. That old. I should really do videos started off with that. Like, hi, I'm going to review League of Legends. I've played it since Season 1. I played it when they only had 20 champions. The map was different. I played it. And it's because I played it because it's a good game. Not because of the skins, not because of the crap. I don't, when was the last time you played? I think they've gotten better, but honestly, I don't play 5v5. I play ARAM, and they have this new mode, the Arena. I really like the Arena, because if you got one other friend, you can control the arena. I think I agree. But the real aggressiveness, when you could really, like, after action, when somebody said something stupid to you, like, oh my god, your build is so stupid, I can talk at the end of this and be like, who told you how to build that? What makes you think your build is better than the one I used? Let's go look at the stats. You see how I did more damage than everybody on the team with the build I have? So maybe you should shut the fuck up. Thank you so much. Or, how about you don't have the right to tell me how to play my free-to-play video game, Mr. Entitled? I hate it when you get into a game that somebody, like, it took a long time to load, and the first thing somebody says is, who's got a toaster for a computer? I'm always like, so it sounds like somebody's entitled to their high-speed internet in some city on a fancy computer. How dare you expect everyone on this free-to-play video game have perfect internet and a super-fast computer? It's League of Legends. It's not even, you don't even need a fast computer to run League of Legends. Why would you? That gets me on nerves so bad, and I usually lose games over it because I get so tilted. Somebody says something about that at the beginning, like, you free, entitled asshole. Because sometimes it's me. I mean, I live in the country. We've talked about my internet issues. And it's just like the magic, the work, and the effort it takes to make high-speed internet happen. People have completely lost their mind to think that it's like, I can't believe we have the ability to play video games in real time with people all over the world. Like, think about how that happens. Like, think about how many people it is involved to get internet to your house. Like, you have to physically have some kind of cable. Like, it's not in the sky. Like, there's a cable running your internet data back to a transfer station that transfers it through big cables that go under the ocean. It was in the 80s. It was run by a spreadsheet. Like there was a person. Ugh! You know how I know that? I met the person's wife. I mean, I'm sorry, the person's husband. The person I was talking to was the husband of the person who was the lady doing the spreadsheet in the 80s, controlling people's internet data connections. Like a switchboard. 20. I don't even know when did the phone come out? Like, who am I looking at over here? My mind is boggling today at lots of things. It's going to be a day full of amazement. That's the thing, too. Even if you have new modes, the game is always going to be balanced around 5v5. I don't know. The arena mode's pretty fun. And you play 2v2 battles. And if you get a sucky partner who doesn't know what they're doing, the game is over quickly. You're not forced to endure someone who is awful for long. If you are awful and they are awful, you play like the game ends for you sooner than people would. Like, that's one of my least favorite things about ARAM. Is if I get a champion that I like and that I'm good at, and then my team is good with their champions, we're rolling through them. You know? If you happen to get, like, ARAM is often picked in Champion Select. Like, I think picking the right team composition is much more important than the skill level. Well, maybe not much more important, but is a high consideration skill level. And nobody wants to play tank, and right now it's a tank meta. Because, like, you go into the arena mode, and you play somebody like Mundo Wukong, and build both of them tank with a little bit of damage, or some kind of or you build them tank, you do the damage AoE thing around them, so they just exist and are doing damage near you. All they have to do is survive and murder you. It's a killer build, because you can't kill them and their existence is killing you. It's a pretty fun way to play. People get real mad. But I mean, I think a lot of the times the way League of Legends is balanced per patch is the challenge of the game. You need to go through the patch notes every time they do a patch and see what they changed. And usually you can tell who to play and who didn't based on who they gave love to that round. Whoever they gave, like, oh, they bumped this person's attack damage by 5 per level or whatever, and that's huge because it stacks with so-and-so item or something. See you, Silver. Have a good one. That's also why they added surrender at 15, so people rather get to the next game trying to win the current. Oh, so they're trying to make the game last longer? Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on 2 seconds, I got to go to the bathroom. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. It used to be at 20 minutes. So you had to play the whole game 20 minutes before you could like stop it. That's I feel like I want to, most time I can tell 10 minutes into it whether I want to keep playing or not. But that's the difference, is that a lot of people, like, say if you're playing a tank in an ARAM and you die a whole lot, they're like, I'm ready to give up. But you may have fed your ADC, and the gold level balances out in an ARAM. It's not like 5v5 where you get more goals per kill. That's just not how ARAMs work as far as gold distribution goes. It's the whole team gets gold per kill. So that's where that's at. That's where that's at. I've got many things to do today. I need to finish laundry. I need to shave my head. I need to shave my beard. If I'm gonna get deployed for 2 weeks, I gotta do like all the personal grooming before I go. And like as a hairy guy who isn't fully hairy up here, there's a lot of work to it. If I don't cut my hair before it gets like longer, it starts to look like I have like a frizzy halo. Just not thick enough, and it stops growing about here. I've definitely thought about getting a wig, toupee, what do I call it. I'd probably get a full wig though, because I like to keep my head shaved. This whole business of like partially shaving it so you can have a toupee, and I'm like, but then you could never just not have the toupee on. Like I feel like if I'm gonna go to the trouble of putting on fake hair, might as well just be the whole thing. And then you shave your head when you take it off. And you can go a couple weeks with bald, and grow your hair back out again. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Yep, got hair now. And you just shaved it, like... Not that I don't know that I'd even care. I feel like when people talk about, like, I've been bald my whole life, basically, so... It's not like I gotta look bad bald. I just am not tired of wearing a hat. And, like, if you go to a formal occasion or something, you wear a hat, people look at you weird. Why are you still wearing a hat? You're like, well, that's because I look weird bald. But I am bald. Okay, so I think we're in an ad break for those of you who are not currently subscribed to the channel or pay for the Twitch Premium. If you pay for Twitch Premium or subscription or whatever they call it, you don't have to watch the ads, whether you subscribe to the channel or not. But we get full credit for watching the ad. So thanks. If you have Twitch Prime, you should, like, if you have Prime and Twitch, you should connect the two things. And I believe you don't have to watch ads that way either. But I don't know. I just canceled my Amazon Prime because they made me watch ads in their video service, even though I paid the extra $2.99 a month for ad-free service. I'm real mad about that. That I'm paying, I paid $2.99 extra for an ad-free service, and then they still made me watch ads. I don't know how you can even advertise that as ad-free, then put a little asterisk below it and be like, oh, actually, it's limited ads, and we can limit whatever we want to limit. So there's one show made in the 80s that you can watch without commercials. Everything else we got commercials on. Ad-free though. Okay, bitch, bye. Okay, bitch, bye. I switched to Walmart Plus, and I can't believe I said that because I used to be so anti-Walmart, but I guess I still am because I'm anti-big corporation, and Walmart is like the definition of a big corporation. But unfortunately, in the world we live in, there's not a way to get all the things you need without buying it from big corporation. Which is why there's need for big corporate legislation, which is why you should vote for Bobby Kennedy in 2024. That is all. You're like, Kennedy Shanahan, 2024. Hashtag. Life is not all politics, but your vote matters. Henry Kissinger said in the 90s that the definition of fascism and democracy would become blurred, and that's how fascism would take over democracy. It's rebranding. And ultimately, he's right. People are sheep. A lot of people are just, I'm living my life. I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm living my life. I'm being the best me I can be. And that's the culture we've been preaching, is to, you pay attention to you. You are the most important thing in the universe. You put yourself above everything else. And it's turned into oblivion. Like, nobody's paying attention because everybody's so inwardly focused. They're not paying attention to the rest of the people around them until it's too late. It's too late. Like the whole Roe v. Wade thing. I don't really have a pony in that race. Obviously, I don't have children, not a woman. I still stand for their personal freedoms, because if you don't stand for the people, if you don't stand for other people when they come for you, you'll be standing alone. Put out in the universe what you get back. Get back what you put out. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. You get back what you put out. And I really stand for personal freedoms. Well, I really have to write a response to this lady with... And what kills me, I know she's a nice person. Like, and I know that she's attempting to do good with this posts. She's trying to change people's hearts and minds, I assume. And I think what gets me is that her righteousness, she is so convinced that she is right that you can't convince her otherwise. She just literally posted a thing about the transgenders, like God's made it. God made me God made you in the womb the way you were supposed to be made in perfection. That was the Bible, and she later went on, because I talked about Christians being judgmental is the reason I'm not considered Christian. I probably live the way Jesus would live. I help people and I care about people, and I go forward. I go forth into the universe with good in my heart. But that good is often assuaged by people's thoughts and opinion of what good should be. Everybody sees that viewpoint of what good from a different perspective. And that often is the problem. So you're like, I want to do good works by doing A, B, and C. And person B wants to do good works by doing C, D, and F. Okay, great. Both of y'all have good lives. But D is counterintuitive to B. So why can't y'all just work on A and C, and you work on this one, and then let somebody else handle the issues that y'all conflict on? Just avoid it. Like, if it's gonna cause you problems, and if it is making you uncomfortable, let it go. It's not your problem, not your stress level. All you can do is the best you can. It's a fine line between focusing on yourself and focusing on what you control. One of my best friends in life always says, control the controllables. You can't control the other stuff. I like to amend. You want to know about the uncontrollables, though. Those should be major factors in your decision making. But you're also talking to a doomsday survivalist, planner, disaster preparedness person. I am forever thinking about what is the next thing that I don't know. I hate that feeling. You could probably say that my life's driven purpose has been to avoid the feeling of I don't know that. I hate that feeling. Hashtag Ravenclaw. I want to know all the things because I hate not knowing something. You have a little tidbit of information you want to share with me, feel free to share that tidbit of information. Don't be offended if I fact check it. Because knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know and knowing what are truth and fiction are way different things. It's so hard nowadays to say anything with surety. Because you never know what is actually truth or fiction. Like, where did you get that information from is really a very important piece of life of like life structure. I put my energy into things that matter to me. Daily affirmation. What are the things that matter to you? How do you identify them? A lot of people think about what you're going to think on your deathbed. What are you going to look back and be like, oh, I wish I had done blah more. What do you think that is? What do you in your life think? You're gonna look back and go, I wish I had done blah more. I'm 42 years old. And I honestly feel like I wish I had worked out more. I wished I had learned about like physical fitness earlier. And you have them in your mind, then it probably matter in some way. Right, the fact that I can't let go, like this has been a Facebook argument that we've been having, and it's not really an argument, we were having a discussion. We were both very polite and political about it. That's why I'm like, I need to think about this reply. Because I mean, as far as my faith goes, I personally think that whatever happens to you happens, like your brain, like the electrical impulses in your brain create your afterlife. I don't know in what form, I don't know in what shape, but I know that electricity, that synapses firing stops at death, but not where it goes, because energy is not lost in the universe once it transitions to some higher plane, like that animating force that is life. I hope it's a Govnew's bar from Celtic mythology. It's what I hope. I always like the Celtic religion too. They're very ballsy. They learn life lessons the hard way. They make fun of people who didn't take advice. Like, hey, this story happened. This guy I know did this thing, and that's why you don't go in that lake. And then people go in the lake and die, and you're like, well, I did just tell you not to go in the lake. I did even like warn you that there was like danger in the lake. You still, like, you could have, you know. You want to be brave and go in the lake, maybe take precautions, take a weapon or something. Told you there's something in the water that's gonna kill you, and then you went in the water. Yep. That happened. Svid Nessie. I know, I would not be that guy. Like, I have done that many times on, like, disaster relief operations. I'll be out and I'll be standing there warning people like, hey, don't go this way, the road's flooded. Hey, don't go this way, the road's flooded. Hey, don't go this way, the road's flooded. And they're just, yeah, screw you, jerk. And okay. Hey, don't go this way, the road's flooded. And then you later on have to go rescue them from the river. But not me. I make the phone call to someone who will rescue them from the river. But I usually do that when somebody's going by me in the first place. Hey, Jim, I got another one. If there is anything you can count on in the world, it's the stupidity of people. Always going to be stupid people out there. And I mean, I definitely think that Darwinism is a real fact of life. Not everyone needs to contribute to the gene pool. Sometimes you can't trust words from others 100%. That's fair. It's fair. I'm a doubting Mustafa. I said earlier, I fact check things. But like I said, if I walked up to a place and it was like, hey, the road is flooded, and it's in like a disaster scenario, I'm standing there as like in a vest and an official with like lights and stuff. What's the harm of the road being flooded versus the time it would take to go around? Or at least, like, you could ask more questions, like, how far down is it flooded? Was it flooded like? Like, what more information do you have about the flooding? I don't know if you can, you know, drill down as opposed to just straight up ignoring people and running your car into moving water after somebody told you clearly that the road was flooded, and you come across a running water that somebody said, no, don't go in. There's some practicality to your using your own words and advices from, you know. So one way to know is to F around and find That is right. And you know what? If that's how you want to go, bro, I applaud you. Many pioneers in the world have discovered amazing things by pushing the boundaries, but many of them have also died. Like the first guy who went into space. He wanted to know how high planes could fly. Real high. Real high. Like infinite lift until there is no more air. And there's no more gravity. And then there's atmosphere. Thanks. The first guy to discover fire was probably an idiot. Second guy was the brave one. Ooh, fire hot! Ah, me hand dead! Ah! I could put that stick in that and what happens? You know? Curiosity is the mother of ingenuity. Boom. I'm gonna say original Sean quote, but I don't know. I feel like everything's been said nowadays. That seems like it flows together way too well to not already be a saying. Curiosity is the mother of invention. Way to know is F around and find out. I love it. Good call. Alright, well it looks like we're coming up here on our hour mark. I need to get back to editing this Endless Space 2 game so I can get that actually out before the sale ends. So if you haven't bought Endless Space 2, please do. It's a great game. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you 9:30 tomorrow morning unless I get deployed. And I'll make some kind of note about that. See you, HK. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Thanks. Everybody loves fun editing. Everybody loves editing, right?